Ancestor, please. It's about my brother. I don't mean to disturb you, but I've run my requests through every channel and I've gotten nowhere.
Just take me through it.
Apologies. My name is Jomar. I'm the weapons officer for this expedition. It's my job to ensure the troops are armed and prepared for what's out there. And I've failed to do so. My younger brother, Oris, his unit was sent to scout the tower on the northern side of the island. They should have returned by now. The Overseer has denied my request for a search party, and defying him would mean dismissal. Or worse.
You think they might be alive?
Oris has been obsessed with San Francisco ever since I can remember. He jumped at the chance to join this expedition. I have to believe that fate isn't cruel enough to make this place his tomb. If you help me, I'll get you access to any weapon in my stock.
If I make my way up north, I'll look for your brother.
Thank you. If it helps, my brother carried an ancestral relic with him. I believe your focus might be able to pick it up.
What kind of relic?
A small metal piece dangling from a chain, with a hologram of San Francisco. Which is why my brother always had it with him. The diviners speculated it was some kind of beacon, inviting the ancestors to visit the city.
Speculated? So there was data on it they couldn't read?
It was deemed lost knowledge. If my brother truly is gone, could you maybe bring the relic back for me? It meant so much to Oris. I'd like to keep it safe. For him.
Of course. It must be the tower Jomar mentioned. And it's full of sunwings. That can't be good. There, on the beach. I can't scout. I need to get closer. See if he's carrying a relic like Jomar mentioned. No relic. Can't be Jomar's brother. I should take a look around. See if I can find anyone else. I should check if Logan is Jomar's brother. But I'll need to get rid of those machines first. all of them. I should check the scouts. There's no relic. Not sure if either of them are Oris. But maybe one of them dropped it as they fought off the machines? My focus might show me more. Huh. Nothing. Maybe my focus can pick up their tracks instead? There. Maybe Oris escaped the machines. Better see where it leads. Machine. It looks like it gave chase, but Oris fought it off. Looks like he ran inside the tower. Probably to escape those sunwings up there. Tracks end here. He must have climbed up this tower. I can't override that machine until I find the right cauldron. I need to find a way up this tower. Dead end. Maybe if I go outside, I can find another way up. Oh, another close one. but there's only one way to be sure. Better check for the relic. The relic. And my focus picked up data on it. It's not a beacon, it's a tourist map of San Francisco. If the Quen could read this, they wouldn't need to send scouts out blind. I should tell Alva.
Aloy! I'm here.
Alva, I found some data I think Bohai might be interested in seeing. I'm sending it to you now.
I'll pass it along.
Thanks. I better take this relic back with me. Give it back to Jomar. Along with the bad news. This'll break my fall.
Ancestors, you've returned. Did you?
I'm sorry.
How did he die?
The tower was a sunwing nest. He went in there looking for cover, but he was holding on to that when I found him.
Horace.
I read the data on it. It had a map that can help your people get the lay of the land without risking more scouts. All of us sharing it with Bohai right now. It's a good thing your brother protected it.
I'd trade all the data in the legacy to have my little brother back. But I'm glad that something meaningful came from his death. As promised, you now have access to my weapon stock. If you bring me the right resources, I can make you anything you see there. Actually, why don't you give this a try? One of our best. And if it's of use, you know where to find more.
Thank you. I'm really sorry for your loss.
I know you are. And I'm grateful.
That's just bad manners.
Ancestor, my offer to provide you with weapons still stands.
There's no way we can find our way back home like this.
Your shoulder doing all right?
We know where the ship is. It doesn't do us a lot of good if we can't reach it.
I promise you, we'll find a way home.
Harriam, we're never getting that gyro compass back. We're stuck here. For good.
The Ancestor reborn.
May we be led to truth.
Jess, Aloy, what's this I hear about you never going back home?
Our navigational ships.
They're all gone. Destroyed by storms and reefs, and with them the one instrument we need to guide us across the ocean.
There is one ship that might still hold a working gyro compass.
But it's beyond our reach, beached on an island surrounded by deadly currents. No compass, no way home, no way back to those we should have never left behind in the first place.
Christia.
You mentioned you left someone behind?
My, wife, Leandra. She works the field in the Great Delta. When I was chosen for this mission, she begged me not to come. She was scared I wouldn't return. And like always, she was right. I left without saying goodbye, and now I won't ever see her again.
So you two are soldiers?
Navigators, actually. I'm Harriam, and this is Christia.
So you two know how to use this instrument?
The gyro compass. Only I know how to read it. The diviners trained me. Harriam was chosen to memorize the charts found in the Legacy.
So you can't navigate the fleet without each other?
It is the Quen way. The greater the knowledge held by one person alone, the greater the risk it'll be used against the Empire, should we be captured by our enemies.
Your tribe sure is cautious. So what is this gyro compass you're looking for?
It's a device used by the... but it only works if the readings are compared.
How'd you get your hand?
I guess it's safe to tell you. The diviners found them on ancient and modified them. Without them,
You said what you need is on a
Yes. The ship we were stationed on. The night we approached landfall, while some ships managed to find safe harbor here, the crew abandoned ship.
I thought we'd drown for... Thank the ancestors, we somehow... Scouts found us, and not that it mattered. The only ship with the gyro compass is...
Maybe I can help.
Not unless you can fly.
I can't do that. But if I find a way, I'll come back.
She's an ancestor reborn. Maybe she really can help.
I will not let myself hope just yet, but I thank you for your kindness.
It's finally changed.
Terribly sorry.
Don't think I can get to that.
Place looks nice with some green in it.
Dirt. To get all that dirt we had to bring in.
If we're going to go around trying to protect life, we should have more of it around.
There.
Maniacs. Well,
I'll remember that next.
at least I got what we...
Good thing I got my...
You look tough.
Ha! I've just been making sure that I want to be the you.
You'll do fine. You've been looking at any...
I asked Gaia to... And she found the mother of... They called it. Turns out the old one. I'm tackling. Are you mixing some solid food and fresh air?
What you reading now?
I saw Gaia added some rods being used to harness. Guy reminded me of... Thought he could trap light. Went up the tallest mountain. It ended like a lot of Oseram things do.
How are things with Katop?
Oh, she... Actually, I played... had to fill in most of the conversation, but I'm still...
Glad to hear it. Have you spoken with Alva yet?
Yeah, when she's not reading the archives like a git, she took to that new... I gotta say, but I can see why you two.
I should get going.
As soon as...
I'll give you the...
From the look on your face, I'd say the mission was a success.
I got Omega clearance.
As soon as you...
Did Alva make...
Our new Quen friend, the moment she laid eyes on the art...
Sounds about right. Now that I have Omega clearance, we can...
Can't wait to see their faces as they stare down a bunch of charging thunder.
Better them than us. This mission isn't gonna be easy. Hope you haven't been slacking off on your...
And risk Zoe coming after me? At least you found the Omega...
Wish that was the only thing I found. I knew finding Thebes would lead me to Ted Faro, but...
How bad?
Bad.
He destroyed the world and crawled into a hole. If you ask me...
That he did. Once Gaia is back up and running,
The seeds have been planted. What? I thought that was...
I'm glad you and Zoe...
Don't forget...
I should go get...
Of course.
Welcome back.
Good to be back.
I could barely keep up as she gave herself a tour of the base. Varl gave her a new... Though, when he told her, she turned so pale. We showed her to the archive. She hasn't left the place.
Sounds like Alva. Read anything interesting?
I found out the old ones used leaf infusions, like the Utar. Apparently it helped that and some cleanse their aura. Me, I think.
Learn anything interesting?
There's been much to read up on now that it's hard to imagine that machines like Storm... I used to be terrified of them, but everything Gaia...
Yeah. I assume you've been looking at...
Yes. To know that the seeds I care came in turn from the seeds saved... It gives me hope that the cycle of life...
You and Varl doing okay?
We're doing fine. Although I admit it'd be nice to take us... But then who'd look after Air?
There's always Katalo.
Leave a loud Oseram with it. What could go wrong?
What's everyone been up to?
I've been trying to share some of my... Thought it might help her feel more... Maybe even get her to sleep up here. She would not... Patience reaps the best.
How are things with everyone?
Slightly quieter. Apparently the old ones wrestled... Called it a must-see battle. You'd think we have enough...
I need to get...
Right. That means we'll be...
Holograms. Gaia, I thought you said the data here was lost.
I was able to repurpose the equipment to store the data you have acquired in your travels.
Well, looks like it's getting some use.
So this data is from a weapon of mass destruction. Or a game. Great. Aloy!
Right to work, I see.
There's just so much. I mean, we knew of artificial beings that served the ancestors. Oh, she's amazing! And you, genetically speaking, of course, not like... And there's more ancestor, of course. And Eric Visser is with them, which is... And then...
Okay. How about we take it one step?
You're right.
You said you owed me an
Right. He was an Imperial. As such, he sponsored many diviners to search the light and himself. He took a special interest in whom we considered the great...
Ted Faro, revered and...
I know better now. Anyway, the diviners discovered that in fact, many... So the Emperor's nephew across the ocean, if only we could find the... Perhaps we could roll back the flood. The Emperor declared that all the tribe's resources be poured. Dozens of ships were built, scouting missions were dispatched, and the Emperor's nephew was named Sio, one who wields the legacy for the good of the Empire. Though it may seem strange now, but we really believe... We had no idea just how...
You said the expedition across... What happened?
We lost most and scores of soldiers, and that was before... Once we landed, and we struggled to... There were bright spots, but nothing improved the CEO's mood as he became more and more obsessed with Thebes, and more convinced that the title of CEO was no... You heard him. Spouting nonsense. We knew these weren't the words of, but he was quick to put any who
What a great guy.
The Quen are wrong about many, but what the COB principal diviners stand. I'm sorry you had to.
So, Bohai.
He won't execute people, but he's hard. I can't tell you how many times he took. The best thing I can say about you.
Yep, so. The ancestors.
Yes and no. The ancestors, those whose legacy, warfare, leadership.
The CO called Elizabeth Sobek and...
Right. Well, any old one, one of the ancestors. That's how we thought of Sobek. Our limited access to data, misinformed.
You mentioned the reason you came.
Her name is Alika. When I passed the divination, it brought honor to her. Only Alika begged me.
Why?
Alika knew that once you, not even your family, unless you can get special permission and an escort by an...
Sounds harsh.
Like the focuses we keep, diviners are, well, fearful. Last time I was allowed to see my family. Because of my position, I was able to get them. But if our crops don't recover...
I promise I'll do my best. Back at the greenhouse, you spoke of knowledge forbidden to...
Diviners are... and many Imperials sponsor them and the Empire can put... But the Board of Overseers... detrimental. Like, discover... That is why Divine... Only Overseer... It ensures that any...
What happens to Divine...
I never had the courage...
You mentioned Eric...
The Zenith who tried to kill you? He is known to the Quen, combing through data related to weapons, knowledge our rulers use to That's why he's one of our most but based on it appears he's yet another
Well, at least...
If only...
Beta mentioned other Zeniths.
I'm afraid whatever legacy they left...
I see you've been...
It's been fascinating. What would have taken, like, the database you... With this, this could revolution... That is... whatever.
You wanted data.
A diviner has never... And knowing you, But I was sent... Maybe it'll help the Quen.
I imagine you don't...
It's funny, because one of your friends... Not that you are the same... I mean, you are, as in... But even...
Yeah. I hope everyone's...
Oh, yeah, and they... It's refreshing. Back home, diviners can only...
Sounds restricted.
Yeah, you are not wrong.
I need to get going.
All I need. The plan, Gaia, it will help.
I hope so.
Then I will...
Aloy, we've been briefed and are ready whenever you wished.
Were you able to finish?
Indeed.
Found anything interesting?
Gaia told me where to find data. I knew the 10 fought against machines, but it seems they were... Later, machines battled other machines on behalf of... as they... At least the Tenakth have the courage...
There is nobility.
Yes.
How are your studies?
I wanted to learn more about the...
And?
I looked up this pharaoh, Gaius, and learned about the plague of machine. To think that the ancient world was wiped out by... There is no glory or honor in such a...
That about some... What do Tenakth do to...
We play strike. Your Oseram friend, although he has yet to beat me. It helps one think strategically.
Somehow that... Have you spoke...
The Quen is peculiar. Her mind is sharp, but it's hard to imagine her...
Trust me.
I will take your...
You wanted to talk about your arm?
Indeed. It's time to test it. And I want you to be there.
Okay. How are we doing this?
Not how. Where? Will you meet me where we felled Regala's tremor tusk? Right where the river bends?
Sure, if you want, but I'm not sure I understand.
You'll see when we get there. I promise.
Then I'll let you know when I get close.
You have my thanks, Aloy.
I have to...
Then do not...
Like I said, I'll call you when I'm close.
May the 10 God...
I think this is where Kotalo wanted to test out his new arm. even though he didn't say how exactly. I should let him know I'm around and find out. Hey, Kotalo. I'm by the Tremor Tusk site, where we agreed to meet. Want to test that new arm of yours?
I'll be there shortly. Thank you for waiting.
Maybe now you can tell me what we're doing here?
Not just yet. Follow me, please.
Someone's being awfully mysterious.
You took your sweet time telling me what you wanted to do to the bulwark. Consider this my revenge.
Fair enough.
This is it.
What am I looking at?
Oh, you'll see. Come.
All right, talk to me, Kotalo.
I wish to test the arm on that. It has menaced the valley for some time. Killed more than a few of the Sky Clan. But no longer.
I'm honored to help.
After you. Let's see how this thing likes the taste of metal.
Well, I think it's safe to say the new arm works fine.
Agreed.
Then why are you taking it off?
This is what I am now. What I overcame. Anything else feels wrong. Like a disguise. I'll use the new arm when I need it, but the rest of the time, I will simply be myself.
I wouldn't have it any other way.
You have my thanks for doing this with me. Here. Something to mark our victory.
Thank you. I'll see you later then.
The Ten be with you, Aloy.